Episode 56 XH August 25th, 2024. UK asked to act on wood-burning stoves to prevent deaths. In episode 56 XH1 United States 2 California. RAWSEP View Biochar, not biofriendly. This is an action whose excuse is the old scientifically debunked theory of carbon neutrality of wood burning. Biochar is just another way to burn wood, producing the air pollution that negatively affects human health and hastens climate change. 3 Colorado, 4 Idaho, 5 Illinois, 6 Maryland, 7 Michigan, 8 Montana, 9 North Carolina, 10 Washington, 11 Canada, 12 United Kingdom, London, and Cambridge. Act on wood-burning stoves to prevent deaths like Ella's urged doctors. The Times. More than 100 senior doctors have urged Sir Keir Starmer to take action on wood burners to tackle the alarming health impacts of air pollution. Doctors call for crackdown on trendy invisible killer home appliance amid claims they're dangerous. Daily Mail. Wood and solid fuel burning creates hot spots of dirty air in parts of North and South London, according to the London Wood Burning Project. The grieving mum demands Keir Starmer take action on wood-burning stoves. Cambridgeshire Live Cambridge News. A mother whose young daughter's death was linked to air pollution has urged the Prime Minister to act over wood-burning stoves. Ella Kissi Debrah, 13, Switzerland 14, Ukraine 15, India 16, Wood Stoves and Asbestos. Main content. 1 United States. The New York Times. Kamala Harris begins to sketch a new economic vision. August 25th, 2024. RAWSEP View This article shows possible Kamala Harris pathways to approach the problem of indoor residential wood-burning air pollution that enters the yards of near neighbors and sickens them. Economic policy is the solution to the problem of indoor residential wood burning if it is true that indoor residential wood burners burn primarily because the wood burners are indigent and have no practical alternative to burning wood for home heating or to heat food. This article describes 3 economic solutions, all presently written in pencil, which is erasable. These projections of what could be economic solutions are not written with a pen. The pen metaphor is the article writer's way of describing permanent government policy, since pen is generally not erasable. Is this discussion of pencil versus pen going to be part of future political discourse in America? Is pencil versus pen economic policies an idea that will capture the imagination of voters? Wait and see. In these pre-article excerpt synopses, RAWSEP will use the primary colors of the crayon to describe 2 non-traditional economic pathways, which could be combined by Kamala Harris to solve the problem of air polluting indoor residential wood burning. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Edited excerpts from the article with additional explanations and color coding from RAWSEP. 1. The old gray idea of market knows best. This is the status quo. 1b. The Rosy Red school of thought. Spend on housing and the accoutrements of clean housing, such as offering rebates for heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero and also function as air conditioners and which bring down existing electric bills immediately. The Rosy Red school of thought argues for increasing the supply of essentials, such as housing, healthcare, and clean energy, using government making housing and clean energy less scarce and less costly in the first place. 1c. The blue school of thought. Edited excerpt from the article. But the Rosy Red school of thought doesn't reflect how powerful interests hold parts of our economy captive. The modern antitrust movement and re-energized labor unions follow this school of thought. But this school of thought lacks affirmative answers on how to decarbonize quickly and at scale. 1d. The purple vision of Vice President Kamala Harris, which appears to be a blend of rosy red and blue with a dash of remaining gray. Vice President Kamala Harris's early proposals, probably written in pencil, suggest she is drawing a new story as opposed to the traditional gray view of letting the markets decide about how the economy works and the aims it should serve. Her slogan, "We're not going back," might mean not going back to traditional economics. This new story has 2 themes, which the New York Times writer calls 1d a build and 1e balance. 1d, the first theme of build, focuses on pointing and shaping markets toward worthy aims. 1d, the second theme of balance, corrects upstream power imbalances so that market outcomes are fairer and need less after the fact redistribution. 1d, let's start with build. It literally means building things again, rebuilding America's physical technology and energy infrastructure, using trillions of dollars in public investment to stimulate private dollars and create good, unionized jobs. This is the heart of the Biden administration's legislative legacy. Vice President Kamala Harris deepens this story in 2 ways. 1d, one housing. 1 economic pathway is her plan to build more housing. She pledges 3 million new homes during her first term. 1d, 2 people. But investing government money in people has been quashed in comparison to the government money allocated to building physical things. 1d, 3 what build means. Whether things or people markets are a tool, and our government's job is to shape markets. The New York Times writer then refers back to the gray area of the past designated here as 1a let markets rule should be edited with an eraser judiciously applied. While traditional markets are fine for many, they can miss essentials like decarbonization, a stable manufacturing base, and sufficient quantities of quality housing. Decarbonization actions and housing building need to be organized and supplemented by active government policy. 1e is the second part of what the New York Times writer thinks is Kamala Harris's economic vision for what America should be, using what the writer calls balance. 1e markets left on their own tend to concentrate power, resulting in fewer options, higher prices, less innovation, and less control of our economic lives. It is the job of government to correct power imbalances, whether they are 1eb power imbalances between bosses and workers, 1ec power imbalances between finance and the rest of the economy, 1ed power imbalances between big corporations and their smaller competitors and consumers, or 1e power imbalances between China's state-driven economy and America. Vice President Kamala Harris's call to ban price gouging suggests this basic shift toward antitrust begun by Biden is safe. Regarding 1ee, this same logic extends to trade. The focus needs to be more on helping U.S. allies to pull off versions of their own green and technology-minded industrial policies. 1F RAWSEP here applies the ideas of this article to an economic solution to the air pollution problem of indoor residential wood burning. 1F RAWSEP View, 1FA decarbonization, and 1FB housing building should include laws that promote residential decarbonization and government funding for building clean energy home heating solutions into new housing. 1FA decarbonization. Specifically, this would be decarbonization of residential neighborhoods by passing laws, either federal laws or state laws or local ordinances, which use purple air PM 2.5 monitor data from monitors hanging from the eaves of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners as evidence to shut down indoor residential wood burning using the PM 2.5 monitor data, which shows PM 2.5 levels in the yards of near neighbors above Environmental Protection Agency, National Ambient Air Quality Standards EPA NOx, or above World Health Organization PM 2.5 annual limits of 5 micrograms per cubic meter. 1FB housing accompanied by clean energy home heating solutions. This specifically would mean that new housing would include heat pumps which work down to 40 degrees below zero and which double as air conditioners. These heat pumps would lower monthly heating bills immediately. 1FC correct the power imbalance. This decarbonization would correct the power imbalance between wood burning industry manufacturing, selling, and advertising, and the health and lives of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners whose PM 2.5 would smoke pollution enters the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners and sickens the near neighbors. The advertising of indoor residential wood stoves ignores the health and life denying effects of wood burning, as well as the fact that wood burning brings us closer to climate change, not farther away. This building and balancing would reinforces the idea that should be communicated to indoor residential wood burners to begin with. Don't burn wood to begin with. From the New York Times article, an illustration of an almost built house balanced upon a finger with the other hand placing a last few bricks on the roof. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Kamala Harris is beginning to offer the first definitive clues of a new, economic unifying vision for the Democratic Party and a philosophy that crosses party lines. Recently, both parties have broken with the market's no best default setting. This new Kamala Harris vision could be called Build and Balance. Hasn't the Biden administration been pursuing a version of this? Many of its benefits will arrive only on the next president's watch. It is early days, of course, and this sketch is in pencil, not pen. There will be many who will seek to erase the inconvenient parts. But what it has going for it is authentic roots in the records of Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz. And it has a broad appeal across both the left and the right. To California, RAWSEP View Biochar is not biofriendly. This is an action whose excuse is the old scientifically debunked theory of carbon neutrality of wood burning. Biochar is just another way to burn wood, producing the air pollution that negatively affects human health and hastens climate change. From the article, California Redwoods Preserve turns fire-damaged wood into boon for farmers. ABC 30 managers at the San Vicente Redwoods are pioneering a bio-friendly way to dispose of the dead and charred wood, also benefiting local farmers. Free Colorado. Woodpile fire temporarily shuts down Colorado Springs. I-25 ramp KKTV the Colorado Springs for Idaho. When these fires started, it affected everything. HealthMTExpress.com, Idaho Mountain Express, though the smoke is cleared from the Wood River Valley. For now, robins and lettuce were among many elderly residents and residents in General 5, Illinois, Alton. Multiple departments respond to Wood River House Fire Riverbender.com, 2024, where smoke was seen coming from the roof vents. Upon arrival, the Wood River Fire Department encountered heavy smoke coming from the house. 6 Maryland police officer convicted of tossing smoke bomb at police during Capitol riot, WODTV.com. Smoke bomb and other objects at police officers guarding a tunnel entrance. 7 Michigan. Detroit smoke mulch fire shows need for balance between safety jobs. Detroit Free Press. For years, Wayne State University, where I direct the Center for Urban Studies, worked with the Russell Woods and Oakman Boulevard communities, 8 Montana. Viewpoint wood industry needed for sustainable forest management, Missoula Current, while celebrating recent rain. The smoke and fire season is not over yet. This is the backdrop of a crisis that has in part been exacerbated by 9 North Carolina. Monitoring wildfire smoke, ground level ozone in North Carolina, WXI, particulate matter in a given cubic meter of air. If the AQI reaches between 100 and code orange for PM 2.5, fine, particulate matter of 2.510 Washington. Expanding air monitoring for the 2024 wildfire season, Washington State Department of Ecology, PM 2.5, found in wildfire smoke, and share this information with the public. That's because exposure to PM 2.5 brings serious health concerns. 11 Canada, Northwest Territories. Wildfire latest, expect smoke on Highway 1 at the Border Cabin Radio. You can find longer summaries on NWT Fire's Facebook page and website, Alberta Wildfire's website, and Parks Canada's Facebook page. For Wood Buffalo, since the beginning of the year, 25 large fires in ecosystems have been recorded in the 12 United Kingdom, London, and Cambridge. Act on wood-burning stoves to prevent deaths, like Ella's urged doctors. The Times. More than 100 senior doctors have urged Sir Keir Starmer to take action on wood burners to tackle the alarming health impacts of air pollution. Doctors call for crackdown on trendy invisible killer home appliance amid claims they're dangerous. Daily Mail. Wood and solid fuel burning creates hot spots of dirty air in parts of North and South London, according to the London Wood Burning Project. The grieving mum demands Keir Starmer take action on wood-burning stoves. Cambridgeshire Live Cambridge News. A mother whose young daughter's death was linked to air pollution has urged the Prime Minister to act over wood-burning stoves. Ella Kissi Debrah, 13, Switzerland. Residents complain about smoke. Argyle Beck stops wood-burning stove operation. Blue Wind. The traditional wood-fired bread in a bakery in Moulin AG will soon be history. The smoke from the oven has neighbors up in arms, and there are 14 Ukraine. Golas, Seshini, golosokol.com.ua voice of Sokolshina. News from Sokol. Chervonograd residents are once again asked not to burn dry vegetation and to remember to call the rescue service 101 if they see dead wood burning. 15 India. Bad air. Delhides on track to lose 12 RAWSEP Life mission. Though particulate pollution in the northern plains is exacerbated by geologic and meteorological factors, the aqueous dust and sea salt